Next at 6, heavy hearts in Bolivar County tonight after a child is killed in a school bus crash near Choctaw. Plus, thousands will flock to Belzona for the 36th annual World Catfish Festival.
From the Delta's #1 station, you're watching ABC6 News.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for watching the Delta's #1 news station. I'm Tanya Carter. On this Friday, April 1st, 2011, Mike Sands has the evening off. Well, a girl dies and others are injured after a school bus crashes with an 18-wheeler in Bolivar County this morning. It is our big story tonight. Now, 10-year-old Talia McElroy was killed and several children sustained serious injuries in an accident that happened in Bolivar County. Now, the accident occurred when the Shaw School District bus collided with a tractor trailer at Highway 61 and 450 in Bolivar County. Now, both vehicles flipped over on impact and the truck landed in a ditch on the northbound side lane of the highway.
As the bus attempted to cross the intersections, the bus was struck on the right rear side by an 18-wheeler. The 18-wheeler was traveling north on US 61 and the bus was traveling east on 450. And my understanding, it was probably about 12 or 13 kids on board. We do have one fatality for sure that I can confirm. I can't confirm any other than that, but there are numerous injuries. My understanding is that the bus driver and the driver of the 18-wheeler have been taken to the medical centers, and they're okay at this time.
Now, State Police fog may have been a factor in the crash. Officials said the bus driver may not have seen the approaching truck, a Southeast Gravel Company 18-wheeler. An investigation into the fatal accident is underway at this hour. And of course, one Bolivar County Board of Supervisor Pete Roncalli, who heard the crash from your house. You ran out there to the scene. What happened when you went out there? Well, tell us everything.
Well, I was in my office when I heard the crash, and I arrived on the scene, and there were children lying everywhere. And when I got there, it's amazing how many people stopped to help. And I was able to go in, and there was one teenager that was left inside the bus, and we were able to pick him up, put him on the stretcher, and then actually get him out of there on the stretcher and put him into an ambulance. We had several ambulances there from all over the Delta, and I'd like to thank those services, MedStat and the Delta Regional and Padford, that arrived on the scene. And there were children that were crying, parents that were crying. It was just a sad day for Bolivar County.
And you know, I was going to say though, and of course this brought back memories for you because something tragic happened.
My wife and I lost a daughter and a granddaughter in an accident similar to this, except this was a one vehicle accident they were in. So it's brought back a lot of feelings for us, the emotion of losing a child and feeling for this parent and these parents that lost that child, and for all the others that were injured in this accident.
Now, of course, you have mentioned that this is considered to you a dangerous intersection. How come?
There have been several accidents. We probably average 6 accidents a year at this intersection, and I consider this thing to be extremely dangerous because of the angle at which you actually cross 61 when you are traveling on west on Highway 450, and this creates a problem for. It actually has a blind spot you can't see unless you really turn to look, and I think this is a problem that we're going to have to address with MDOT and getting up some caution lights around that intersection.
All right then, and of course this morning when you went out there, what was the fog density like?
It was really dense. You couldn't see across the road when I arrived on the scene. It was about 7:15 or 7:20, and you couldn't see across the road. It was tremendous. It was so dense that when the paramedics arrived on the scene, the helicopters could not land there. They had to put the injured in an ambulance and travel to Greenville or Cleveland in order to meet the helicopter because it was just too dense. The visibility was not there.
And I understand that a lot of the people who are there on the sides helping out the kids were giving them blankets, trying to do anything to be able to comfort them during this time.
It was amazing to see the love and that the people offered. People were stopping, paramedics were stopping, people just happened by, people were bringing blankets and trying to keep people warm and try to comfort people and try to actually just be there for them and see what kind of damage was done. And then when the paramedics arrived, they actually had little tags they placed on the different types of injuries, so they know how quickly that person needed to be evacuated out of the site there. And the people that stopped are to be commended for their efforts in trying to comfort and trying to help at the accident scene.
All right, then, and thank you so much there, Pete Roncalli. You need to be commended because you were out there this morning as well. Thank you so much for joining us live here in the studio today. Well, meanwhile, members of the Shaw School District held a press conference today to take questions and address the concerns of family members and friends of the students aboard the bus this morning. Now, Superintendent Cedric Ellis was advised by his attorney to keep comments at a minimum because the accident is still under investigation, so very little information was released at the conference today. But Superintendent Ellis was very thankful for the support he received from the community, the Red Cross, and law enforcement agencies investigating the accident. Here's what he had to say in a visibly emotional statement to the public.
First of all, I would like to say that this is a very sad day for the Shaw School District. We would like to thank everybody for being here and all of the support that we have received. I'd like to thank the community for all of your help. Everybody who was at the scene to assist. They came very quickly, very rapidly. Everybody assisted the Shaw School District. I would like to thank the local school district in Bolivar County for sending grief counselors to assist us. I can't thank those Bolivar County superintendents enough. I would like to thank Dr. Burnham and MDE for calling this morning to send words of encouragement, words of support. Dr. Burnham has indicated that if there is anything that MDE can do for us, just give him a call and he will provide the services that we need. Grief counselors, they are here. They're at both schools to assist our students, to assist faculty and staff through this grieving process.
Now, ministers and even local counselors lend their support to the Shaw School District during this difficult time. Now, for more on the little girl killed in today's crash, we turn now to ABC6 News reporter Lakia Scott, who joins us live in the studio with more. Lakia.
Thanks, Tanya. I was able to catch up with a close friend of the little girl who was killed in the accident this morning. She says she remembers a little girl full of ambition, love, and someone who always carried a happy spirit.
Every time she sees you, she just friendly, just as nice and polite as she want to be. She got two other sisters. She got a sister that looks just like her, but also she got her first cousins that's, I think, the exact same age as her, probably a year apart or less than that, and they like best friends. But every time she see me, she always asks me where my daughter want to play with her, and you know, she's just a sweet person. She real smart, just an outgoing little girl. She was just friendly.
Now, Talia McRoy was a 5th grader at McEvans Elementary School. Nicosha says Talia and her daughter were cousins. They were second cousins, and she says her daughter and Talia were very close. She's known the little girl since she was 7 years old. Nicosha says the last time she saw Talia, the little girl had a smile on her face as usual.
When I saw her in the hallway, she said, "Hey, Coach," and she grabbed me and hugged me. So last time I saw her.
Now, our prayers go out to the family of Talia. We'll keep you updated as more details become available. Tanya.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Shayla Kia, for that live report. And here's the latest crash injury report numbers. According to Bolivar Medical Center officials, 29 children and 2 adults were involved in this morning's accident. 21 patients were seen at Bolivar Medical Center, of which 17 were treated and released. 2 were flown to UMC in Jackson. 2 were admitted to Bolivar Medical Center and are in stable condition. Now, 1 child was rushed by ambulance to the center's helipad and immediately flown to the med in Memphis. 5 patients were sent to Delta Regional Medical Center, including the driver of the 18-wheeler. We are happy to report that all were treated and released. 2 patients, including the school bus driver, were treated and released from North Sunflower Medical Center in Ruleville. Now, 1 child was flown from the scene to either a Memphis or Jackson area hospital. Officials are still trying to confirm, and as we've been reporting all morning, Tenio Talia was pronounced dead at the scene, and we send our condolences to her family tonight. Well, Mississippi Blood Services is holding 2 emergency blood drives. Although the Mississippi Blood Services met all of the needs of the victims in today's crash, officials say blood is still needed to replenish the blood supply.
We have had donations. We've had people calling from all over asking what can they do, and what we're getting people to do is donate blood. We already had the blood at the hospitals, but what the hospitals are asking people to do is replenish that blood supply and make sure that there is blood available for the children and the adults that are in the hospital, just making sure we've got something to save somebody's life with.
Now, the bus crash blood drives will be held on Sunday, April 3rd at the Super Walmart located on Highway 8 in Cleveland from 12 to 6, and then another one once again on Monday at the same location in Cleveland. All blood types are needed, so please come out, roll up your sleeves, and help save a life. Meanwhile, a prayer vigil will be held Saturday for the school bus crash victims. Area pastors and ministers are asked to gather with the people of Choctaw tomorrow at 5 p.m. A prayer vigil will take place at Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, just east of today's accident. Again, the service begins at 5 p.m. and area pastors and ministers are invited to come out to lend your support of healing prayers. Well, still to come after the forecast tonight. On a much lighter note, the catfish capital of the world gets ready to host thousands from around the world. And then later in sports, Bayou Academy hosting Kirk on the Diamond. Stacey Erfley will have the highlights, but now, as always, we turn things over to ABC6 Chief Meteorologist Christopher Mathis, who is standing by with a preview of this weekend's forecast. Chris.
Tanya, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. 1 or 2 spots could get a quick shower this evening, though. We'll look at the radar and the complete 7-day forecast when ABC 6 News continues.
Weather from the #1 news station in the Delta.
There's our radar view as a few light showers have been trying to fall over parts of the Delta during the afternoon hours. I think most of these raindrops have evaporated on their way down to the surface. Relative humidity levels have been pretty low today, and we have not actually seen official reports of any rain reaching the ground, at least in Greenville and Greenwood. Didn't measure any rain either last night, so a lot of the showers that were falling last night dried up on the way to the ground. Any location, though, could get a few sprinkles this evening or even a brief light shower. Some of that's trying to fall now, mostly south of Greenville and back into southeast Arkansas. Very light rain close to Eudora and also across the border into east and west Carroll parishes there, down south of Rolling Fork toward Yazoo City. There's not going to be much to this at all, and by midnight tonight it should all be gone, and we're looking for maximum sunshine tomorrow for a change. Let's see our Alpha Insurance Skycam from the Hampton Inn overlooking Kirk Auto Company on Highway 8 in Grenada. A beautiful late afternoon, 66 degrees with a west wind 6 miles per hour, and there has been some rain at Grenada, 0.02 of an inch. Not sure whether that occurred this morning or during the afternoon hours. We'll check the airport numbers from Greenwood, 67 at 6 o'clock with a north to northeast wind at 7 miles per hour, only 49% relative humidity. And Greenville has 71 where the wind is calm, just 39% humidity with the dew point in the middle 40s. We dropped all the way to 36 degrees in Greenville Friday morning to start the month of April, and 37 in Greenwood, but it will not be that cold tonight or the next several nights either. 60s and lower 70s in a lot of places around us. Clarksdale has 64, just 61 at Memphis and Oxford, where there hasn't been as much sunshine. Very warm numbers off to the southwest, though. It's 83 now in Shreveport, and I think that's about what we'll see here in the Delta by Sunday afternoon. Just a few very stray light showers nearby, not much to that. There's been some cold rain today and continues to be up near Louisville, Kentucky, and east of there into West Virginia. Not quite cold enough for snow in those areas, but there has been quite a bit up in New England, as we saw on ABC's World News. A snowstorm to start the month of April. A very weak cold front will slip by tonight. This really is a cold front by definition only. It'll just dry the air out a little bit more. Not going to be any colder behind it tomorrow. And in fact, as this high pressure center moves east of us, the clockwise flow around that is going to bring in strong southerly winds during the day Sunday. I think we'll stay dry Sunday, but we're going out 72 hours with the future tracker here because a stronger cold front is going to approach Monday, and it looks very likely for widespread rain and thunderstorms with that system coming through, possibly some strong ones. The latest timing on it has it pushing past us by Monday evening, although it could be a little bit slower than that. But I think we probably should be prepared for some type of severe weather event on Monday. That's still 3 days away, and it could change. But this looks like a very energetic system coming through here to start next week, maybe Monday morning or Monday afternoon as it looks right now, and possibly into Monday night. Chilly air in parts of the country. Bangor, Maine, only 34 degrees with the snow there, but it's 98 now. 98 in Laredo, Texas. Here's our forecast for tonight. An evening shower is possible, or maybe a few sprinkles. Nothing major at all, then mostly clear late tonight with a low of 45. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, just about a perfect Saturday with a high of 74. All the visitors to Belzona will go home and tell their relatives what wonderful weather we have in the Delta, Tanya Carter, don't you think? And hopefully they won't stay till Monday because things are going to change quickly. Up to 83 Sunday and windy. Windy again Monday, rain and thunderstorms, possibly some strong storms and heavy rain. As it looks now, that'll all be gone though before sunrise Tuesday. Cooler Tuesday, the high just 64. And then warming up again, and we could see some more showers and thunder showers late next week.
All right then, Chris. So today must be the official start of baseball season.
Well, some teams played yesterday, I think.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that because you're wearing your Mets tie.
Oh, it is. It is for the Mets. They're just getting underway in Florida this evening.
And
yes.
I tell you, I cannot believe it. You are the only, what do you say, Alabamian? What do you say, Alabamian?
I just ordered some Alabama and Mets gear online. I'm probably the only person that's ever done that.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. You're the only person that I know from Alabama rooting for a New York team.
Now, if we don't shut up, Stacy's going to lose all her sports time.
No,
right?
she won't. We'll be okay. Well, next on ABC 6, the Catfish Festival will kick off in less than 24 hours. Find out what's on tap. And then in sports, a local athlete decides to keep her winning ways right here in the Delta. Stacey Earfley will have the details. But first, here's a look at the stock market.
From the Delta's #1 station, you're watching ABC 6 News.
Welcome back. The 36th Annual World Catfish Festival is set to kick off tomorrow. The 36th annual event kicks off at 8 a.m. in Belzona with a 5K walk and run and a 1-mile children's fun run. The day's events include the Little Miss and Miss Catfish pageant, a catfish eating contest, arts and crafts, music, and fun and games for the entire family. You can find out more information at catfishcapitalonline.com. Well, Stacey Earfley's coming up next with sports.
One news station in the Delta.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm Stacey Earfley, and the Bayou Academy Colts looking to continue their winning ways on the baseball field. The Colts at home facing Kirk Academy. And the Colts now 13-2 on the season, looking for 14-2. Starting this one off, it's Stuart Sally on the mound in the first, and he ends the top of the first with back-to-back strikeouts for Mr. Sally, and here come the bats from the Colts. First up, runner on second, this is Chandler Carter, gets it to hug the right field line, and he is going to bring in Vaughn. He gets the score, motors in, giving the Colts the lead 1-0. Still in the first with the bases loaded. A nice little zipper to center. 2 runners will score. That gives the Colts a 3-0 lead. The Colts would score 2 more runs, making it 5-0 in the first. No score to report yet. We will have that for you at 10 o'clock. And staying on the diamond, one local softball player is keeping her winning ways right here in the Delta. And 3-time softball champion Stormy Eubanks signing her letter of intent to play for the Lady Trojans of Mississippi Delta Community College. No stranger to winning on the field, winning her first title as a freshman with Cleveland High, a runner-up her sophomore year as a Wildcat before taking her talents to Bayou Academy, winning 2 more state titles in her junior and senior seasons. And a big congrats from everyone here at WABG. And to the hardwood, Delta State's second leading scorer, Arian Malichi, was named to the Gulf South Conference All-Academic Team as a senior. Business major Aaron Malichi carries a 3.71 GPA. Also, the Lady Statesman hitting the books as Denisha Henderson, Jamie Lack, Brooke Rhodes, Amber Poe, and Shamika Russell have all been named to the academic honor rolls. And one look at the college diamond for you in the 4th inning. Southern Miss facing Central Florida, and this one is knotted at the Goose Eggs. 0-0. We'll have the finals tonight at 10. And checking in with some afternoon games from the Major League Diamond, let's check this one out. Philly, they get the win. The come-from-behind win at 5-4 is your final. And Boston and Texas, they're tied up at 5 apiece right there. Game's still going on. We'll have another final to come for you at 10. And one more score to report for you tonight. We have Chicago facing the Indians, and that one would end with a barn burner. 15-10 would be your final there, and we'll be right back. Here's a look at our NBC 33 primetime lineup at 6:30. It's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? 7 p.m. is Who Do You Think You Are?
Who do you think you are?
I think I phonetically read that wrong. 8 p.m. is Dateline NBC, and at 10 it's Access Hollywood.
I'm going to take the ABC this time, and we've got entertainment tonight on this station in 1 minute. The Sharks at 7 o'clock. Now,
is that your fave show?
Yeah, can you tell?
Obviously.
Not my favorite, but I do enjoy it. People come in and try to sell business ideas to the Sharks, and they ask for money, and sometimes the Sharks run them right out of there. Prime time and 2020 from 8 to 9 o'clock, and then we're back here live with the news at 10.
All right, then on Delta Fox 10, we have the second half hour of 2.5 Men. That's your good friend on that show there, Chris.
Me and Charlie Sheen, yes. Stayed at my apartment this weekend.
Here's another show that Christopher loves, Kitchen Nightmares with a Foul-Mouthed Chef. At 8 o'clock, Fringe, Wendy Williams, Family Guy at 10. And then, of course, we'll see you back here tonight at 10.